this pump is not very old. I installed it in springtime as a complete pump. So impeller itself, see if I can get this in here. It's not all blown apart or in pieces, which makes me believe that there was not a block which caused the impeller to get hot, maybe melting a seal. So we'll dive into it a little bit more, but we can see that obviously the seal was just pumping water out of it, especially this port here. So when you look at these pumps, there are some bearings here. There'll be a seal, and then you have your seal for your impeller to keep the seawater in. And for some reason, this seal decided to not live up to be what it should. So we're here today looking at this impeller, and obviously we have a seal failure, but one of the biggest things I want to talk about is pre-trip inspections, whether it's coming down and looking and checking your oil, checking coolant levels, being able to see if you have any leaks, and then also spending the time to warm everything up, take some covers off. I mean, most of these generators are in a box, which is good and bad. It's going to make the boat a lot quieter, but at the same time we're going to deal with issues like this, where if we don't actively take covers off before we start motoring for any extended period of time, that we're not going to see issues that are arising. So what I think happened is a seal failure. Probably wasn't very bad at first, maybe a little bit of a weep, but we can see even the salt spray over to here is taking the plating off the little fuel pump, and then what it's done to battery connections, you know, starter that looked brand new, the block that was all beautiful and nice and painted white. These are all the things that we want to try to avoid, so that we can keep our engines looking great. So we're going to go ahead and replace the pump, and when I get back to the shop I'll pull it apart more so we can try to see what the heck happened. But what can we do to try to neutralize some of this stuff is to use something like a salt away, or even just using a WD-40 in a wire brush to just get the nasty rust. I mean, I'll probably have to pull the starter off, move some hoses out of the way, try to clean it all up and tape everything off, and try to get some paint back on here so we can protect it. But pre and post motoring and what that looks like, everything works great until we have an issue, and luckily it's, you know, contained. But the same thing with our mains, we have these little access holes so you can see if something's weeping or leaking, and maybe this might not have been so bad if the cover was removed and you could see that it's starting to weep. So it's super important to spend the time, you know, enjoy your cup of coffee in the engine room, or maybe your first cup of the morning, and go through. That way you really get to know your boat.